score. Finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Down to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Go backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Found it out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
Right-handed dribble goes to Reichel. Deep three-pointer on the way. That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins all alone. Steps up, shoots the three, and it's good.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Saturday afternoon from the Bismarck Event Center. This is day 3 of the 2023 North Dakota State Class B Boys Basketball Tournament. I'm Chase Miller alongside Bryce Laxdal, and this broadcast of this Constellation Championship between the Thompson Tommies and the Ranchers of Powers Lake-Burke Central is brought to you in part by the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Has been authorized with special arrangement with their board of directors. Let's recap what happened earlier today. For 7th place, Medina Pinger Buchanan defeated Warwick 66-51. Joshua Mosier with 29 points and Ryland Wick added 21 points in the win for the Thunder. So their 7th goes to MPB, while 8th goes to Warwick. Still to come here later in the championship portion of the bracket. For 3rd place at 6 o'clock, it'll feature the Beulah Miners going up against the Lax Burlington, the Lakers. Then the championship game slated for 8 between the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks and the Central Cass Squirrels. For Thompson, they got to this matchup with a 7-point loss against the Lax Burlington back on Thursday night. Then they defeated Warwick 83-67 in the consolation semifinals yesterday. Drew Overby went off with 32 points and 7 rebounds. Then there was a double-double with Carter Peterson with 11 points and 10 boards. And for the Ranchers, they lost to Shiloh Christian 69-38 to open up the tournament. Then they won a nail-biter yesterday afternoon 64-62. Tyson Inget, the Mr. Basketball finalist, went off for 30 points and 7 rebounds. Still to come, we'll get to our coaches conversation where we're joined by Jordan Carlson for the Ranchers and Brandy George for the Thompson Tommies. Powers Lake-Burke Central out of Region 8 with a mark of 21 wins and 5 losses. It's the 14th season for Jordan Carlson as the head coach. Well, for the Thompson Tommies out of Region 2 at 17-8 on the season. Head coach by Brandy George in 11 years here for the Thompson Tommies. Still to come, we'll also take a look at our player profiles. Starting lineups brought to you in part by our friends with American Crystal Sugar Company ahead of the opening tip. But we'll take a quick time out. When we return after this, we'll hear from Powers Lake-Burke Central head coach Jordan Carlson before we sit down with Brandy George and get ready for our keys to victory and more here from the Bismarck Event Center. You win your last 2 games of the regular season. Powers Lake-Burke Central will be in Region 2, Class B, that is, next season, while the Thompson Tommies, they'll be in Class A, the middle class of the 3-class system next season. Quick time out. We're back after this with our coaches conversation here on yourliveevent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsboro Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsboro's Main Street. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers. and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
As we continue on our pregame show here from the Bismarck Event Center between the Thompson Tommies and Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. Joining us now is Jordan Carlson here for the Ranchers. And Jordan, first things first, what would it mean to win 2 games at a state tournament here for your program here this season?
It would be big, for the senior group especially. They've been here a couple times. We've only come out with 1 win each time, so it would mean a lot to them. And just going out on top, with a win would be big for them.
And you have a big senior class here with 5 guys. What have they kind of just meant to you as a coach, but also within this program?
They've been huge. Tyson, Grayson, and Luke have been 2 and 3 year starters. Tyson started for 4.5 years for us. They've meant a lot. They lead by example. All the kids follow, and they just do a good job of leading the team and being leaders.
And Tyson Inget, I know you've probably been asked this a lot since he was announced as a Mr. Basketball finalist. What has he provided this season? Maybe not at 100% the entire time on the court, kind of with a, so to speak, a bum wheel, if you will, a little bit at times.
Yeah, his stats are, definitely down a little bit to where if he was 100% this year, but just his presence on the floor is huge. When he, foot surgery at the beginning and then ankle injury middle of the season, even being 30-40%, the other guys knew they had to step up. Just his presence on the floor, even though he wasn't doing the things he normally does, just been huge for the guys, just him being out there.
Going up against Thompson, a matchup that you don't get to see too often with Region 2 and Region 8 almost completely on the opposite side of the state from where you guys are at. So what's going to be provided as a challenge here against Thompson later this afternoon here, Jordan?
They got a couple guys that work really well in the post, crash hard, a little bit of size difference for us, but definitely could pose some challenges. Overby's a real good shooter, so those we have 3 focuses on the game, those 3, and if we can just control the paint and keep the game up tempo, I think we give ourselves a good chance.
Final thing for you, same thing, you've probably been asked this a lot, the 3-class system, what does it mean to make the B the final time as it's known, here in 2023? So what are some memories and what are some experiences that you hope that this team and yourself and the fans have taken making it to state a couple times here in the last couple of years, Jordan?
Yeah, being the last one, it's special. It's something, you'll never be a part of again, obviously. But just for the senior group, it's been their goal all season. And, it's just huge to get back here.
Coach Carlson, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here against the Tommies.
Thank you.
We'll continue on our pregame show after this.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Day number 3 here at the Bismarck Event Center. It's the State B-Boys Basketball Tournament Consolation Championship between Powers Lake-Burke Central and the Thompson Tommies. Joining us now from Thompson, that is head coach Brandy George. And Brandy, day number 3 here, what did you first like about your team in yesterday's win, particularly from top to bottom against a Warwick team that obviously liked to get up and down the floor, and you were able to really run them off from that three-point line in the second half here, Brandy?
Well, I think, first of all, we got back to what we were good at. I thought, for the most part, shot selection was good. I thought we shared the ball. I thought we rebounded fairly well. I thought we got out in transition. I thought we defended better than we did Thursday night. So, we talked about it on Friday night or Thursday night after the game. We got to get back to what got us here, and I thought yesterday we did, especially the second half. Anytime you can have a 50-point half, it's a lot of points to score in 16 minutes of basketball, and that was a combination of being able to get stops and make buckets, make easy buckets, get easy buckets, and we didn't do that Thursday night. So yesterday, I was just happy with our effort overall. I thought we were better teammates yesterday, which was huge for us.
And you get to this time of the season, it's going to be the final game, and some years you might have a bigger senior class, other years you might have 0 or 1, and this year you got 1. So let's talk about Lucas. Just what has he meant through for you, Brandy, here the last couple of years?
Well, it's hard to put it into words because Lucas, when he said he was going to come out this year, he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Lucas, I'm whatever you want to do." And we talked about playing time and all that, and he said, "No, I just want to be part of something." And from day one, he's been very good for our team. It's one of those success stories, I think, when you look at somebody that comes out and has to understand a role and accept a role as a senior. He has played it better than 99.9% of kids would. So we love Lucas. He's been for example, the region championship game, our kids sent Lucas out to get the region championship trophy. And that just tells you what he means to them. And so he means the world to us, and we're glad to have him on our team and glad he's been along for the ride. And he has been a wonderful teammate. He's an even better person. And so he's going to do good things in life, and I'm glad that he was with us for this whole thing.
One follow-up question with Lucas. How invaluable is that to have a player on your team to be a role player, but also maybe a role model for what he can provide on and off the court?
Well, I think in today's day and age where there's so much emphasis put on points scored and how much playing time you get, and that's all you see in the media and that's all you see in social media, I guess you can say, for a kid to come out and not worry about that and just be the best possible teammate he can be and do everything you ask of him, you don't see that very much. And so I'm glad he's on our side, and he has played, like I said, he's been a huge piece in the puzzle, and I'm glad he's with us. And it's going to be sad to see it end today, but the memories that we've made, and from a coaching standpoint, seeing somebody that's accepted a role like that, it's huge.
And now you're going up against an opponent that's maybe about as far from a travel distance as you could get from Thompson with Powers Lake-Burke Centra here, a Mr. Basketball finalist with Tyson Inget. What have you seen from them in 2 days that'll present a challenge here, Brandy?
Well, I think Tyson Inget. I mean, he gets downhill well. His stats are crazy when you look at points, rebounds, steals, assists. He kind of does it all. And so our ability to try to keep his feet out of the paint as much as possible is going to be huge for us. But they got guys around him that shoot it well too. So and they got some big bodies on the inside. So they're here for a reason. They earned it, and we know we're going to have our hands full, but we're excited for the challenge too. And hopefully you see two teams that go out and it's a battle. Hopefully you see two teams that work hard and understand that it's the last one of the year, and that's kind of how you have to approach it.
Final thing for you, and you alluded to it last night on our post-game show, saying, hey, we're building for next year as well as much as we're trying to finish off this year on a high note. What's the experience been like for 2 games and to get 3 games in 3 days on this type of venue in front of a statewide audience?
Well, it means everything. I mean, you can't replicate this in any other situation. So for them to come out and get a taste of the bright lights and the big floor and just the process of what you go through at a state tournament as far as routines and different things like that is really important, and it can only make you better. So it's been a good weekend. We'd like to end it the right way here. But either way, a lot of good memories, a lot of great experiences here, and we'll see how if we can go out and get one today.
Brandy, as always, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here against the Ranchers.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That again, Brandy George, head coach for the Thompson Tommies, will continue on our pregame show after this.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
As we continue on our pregame show here between the Thompson Tommies and the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers here, Chase Miller, Bryce Laxton with you here. We just heard from both head coaches, Jordan Carlson and Brandy George. And the first thing, Bryce, and I want to talk about the importance of winning 2 games at a state tournament. Again, the Ranchers will remain Class B, going into next season. Not a lot in their region or districts really change much for the teams out west. Well, for Thompson, this is the swan song. This is the final dance, so to speak, in Class B. But to win 2 games, bit different stories, just 1 senior for Thompson, 5 here for the Ranchers. So you want to send your seniors off on a high note. Thompson already kind of looking ahead to next season. But there's always storylines once you get to this kind of a game, Bryce, at state.
Oh, definitely. The ability to end the season on a win is always a positive note going into the offseason. And, you got 5 seniors here for Powers Lake. You're going to see guys that, they're playing in the last game. They're probably going to bring a lot of energy right away. And you look over to Thompson, younger guys that you're trying to gain that experience, and you see how that's kind of going to mix and match out on the court right away. I think Thompson's got a lot of size they can utilize, and I think Powers Lake can get out and run and get Inget going downhill a little bit. It'd be a fun matchup to see because how each team kind of matches what the other team's going to try, what they're good at, because they're kind of contrasting styles.
And the one thing, talking with Brandy George here, talking about their lone senior in Lucas Bauer, a 6'2" senior forward. He doesn't really get a lot of minutes. He's not really in the rotation, so to speak, but a glue guy, a role player, someone who, like Brandy said, was very selfless in how he came to talk to head coaches. How much is that invaluable when you get a player like that on your team, Bryce, that is a older statesman that says, I'm just here to do whatever I can do to help the team in any facet on or off the court?
I don't think you can put it into words, because you got a guy that he's a coach in the practice on the court, and then he's a guy you can kind of go to throughout the season to kind of get the temperature of the team, the locker room, how everybody's doing. It's a grind mentally and physically. It's a lot. It's a lot for these high school kids to play through a basketball season in North Dakota, and I think he's a guy that was probably a guy that could bring great energy, and kind of give you the feel of the locker room, how everything's going, and you could hear the emotion in Brandy's voice there in that interview, that how much he really means to him and means to the team.
Let's get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned at crystalsugar.com. For Thompson Tommies, they'll go like this. Drew Overby, the 6'1" junior guard, with 49 points and 8 3-pointers in the tournament so far. Braden Wolfgram, the 5'10" junior guard, with 14 and 11 points in 2 games. Carter Peterson, the 6'5" sophomore forward, coming off a double-double performance yesterday. Brayden Tice, the 6'2" sophomore guard, with 14 points in the tournament. And Jacob Starcevic, the 6'2" sophomore forward, averaging with 29 points and 12 rebounds here in the tournament. Overby, Wolfgram, Peterson, Tyson, Starcevic. Thompson out in their green uniforms, head coached by Brandy George. For the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers, coached by Jordan Carlson, they'll go like this. Luke Fraunfelter, the 5'11" senior forward. You have Grayson Schroeder, the 6' senior guard, averaging 11 points per contest. Tyson Inget, the Mr. Basketball finalist here for the Ranchers, the 5'10" senior guard. Bo Kersley, the 6'2" senior center. And Jaden Bollinger, the 5'11" junior forward. So Fraunfelter, Schroeder, Inget, Kersley, and Bollinger, the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers out in their white uniforms here today. The Ranchers working with it left to right. Thompson will be going right to left. That is our starting lineups, brought to you in part by our friends at American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life. And for more information and products and great careers, go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. Opening tip right on schedule at 2:45 here from the Bismarck Event Center. And a good thing is, for the folks traveling back home, roads are slowly opening up across the state, Bryce.
We'll be able to make it. Hopefully our girls from Northern Cass can get down here for the Parade of Champions for volleyball tonight. I'm a little bit worried.
It's going to be a fun time when the Parade of Champions comes down in the state Class B. Opening tip is up with Peterson, and this one will go out of play in 2. the Powers Lake Ranchers. Something you don't see too often, Bryce, is you win the tip and it goes right to your bench and out of play.
Yeah, and I think this is a game where Thompson can use Peterson down low. It's kind of the first game he hasn't had Yale to go against and bang down low. I think he's somebody that can have a big game to go along with Overby and Starcevic.
Thompson in those dark green uniforms as they work it on the interior here to Schroeder. Schroeder gets cut off left-hand side now at the wing is Bollinger. Back to the top of the key to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter takes the screen to Inget. Tyson at the top of the key, right to left cross of the free throw line. A block shot on the way here for the Thompson Tommies as that's going to be with Tice up the floor. They kick it to Overby. Left pocket three on the way, and that's going to rattle in and out no good. And a rebound to the Ranchers. Schroeder in transition as he gets cut off, skips it left-hand side of Inget, up and over on the pass in the left short corner. Here goes Fraunfelter. Double team right of the key now to Schroeder. He'll rise from the left elbow, jumper rattling off the mark, no rebound on the interior. Putback is going to be short here by Kersley. And a rebound at Thompson up the other end of the floor. They'll work with it to Starcevic. Starcevic at the high post, able to spin, hang, shoot, and score. Good looking move on the way for Starcevic, and drawing first blood here for the Thompson Tommies is their 6'2" sophomore forward. So right off the bat, a little up and down tempo here in this fifth place game. Little 1-4 set. Ingen takes the ball screen off the window, and that's what a Mr. Basketball finalist does. He just answers all day long.
Yeah, and he's getting Starcevic playing man-to-man defense on him. Starcevic's guarded every team's best player here the whole the whole state tournament. Doesn't matter if it's a post or a guard like you see today. He's got the versatility to guard whoever. That'll be a fun matchup.
Overby right-hand side to Wolfgram as they working on the interior to Peterson, muscling his way underneath, trying to get the reversal, stays with it, goes up, and ball will be out of play. And this one thing you've said, Bryce, from a coach's point of view, how much do you talk with the kids about using the hoop as kind of a defender to the defender?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, and I think Brandy talks about it all the time. And it's something you don't realize until you see it as a coach and you see these guys doing it and why they're using that reverse. It's not to do something fancy or kind of show off. It's to gain an advantage offensively.
Speaking of advantage offensively, there's a three-pointer on the way for Braden Wolfgram from the right baseline. His second three-pointer of the season, of the tournament, and the triple here for the Thompson Tommies. They're trying to work it to the big man on the inside, Kersley. Kersley banging his way against Peterson. There's a block shot here for Carter in transition, finds Overby. Overby, crow hop through the paint, goes left to right across the lane. No, Peterson put back, can't get it to go. A third chance, he's trying to muscle his way, and Kersley got him enough boxed out.
Peterson's got the ability down low. He's had some really good looks. If he can finish, he's a definite advantage for Thompson in this game.
Fraunfelter misses one in transition. Here goes Starkovic. You bring your track shoes today inside the event center as Jake goes right down Broadway for two.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to step in and try to take a charge on that.
Starcevic with 4 points here for the Thompson Tommies. It's their largest lead early on here at 5 as we'll wearing down to the 5-minute mark of this opening quarter. Ball gets deflected in the backcourt here for Grayson. Schroeder left baseline three-pointer here for Bollinger. Tickles the twine. Jaden Bollinger with his second three-pointer here of the tournament. Ranchers needed the answer. They got it. Now where they go defensively. Peterson's been getting a lot of action so far for Thompson. He sets the ball screen. Tice off the mark and a rebound to Inget. Tyson up the other end of the floor. They go to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter with a nice pass across the way. And we're not at 7 apiece as Schroeder gets in the scoring column.
Quick 5 points for Powers Lake. A couple of good transition shots.
Good looking offense to boot as well as we're tied at 7 apiece here with 4:38 left to play in this first quarter. Ball gets deflected as they're working it on the interior to Braden Wolfgram, and we'll have a substitution. Gavin Krogstad, the 6'4 sophomore forward, will check in. Krogstad so far here in this tournament off the bench for Coach George with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Opening couple minutes here, Bryce. What do we expect for the rest of this game between the Tommies and the Ranchers?
I think a lot of the same pace. It seems like both teams are willing to run. Thompson's getting a lot of paint shots right away. I think that if you're Powers Lake, you want to find a way to keep them out of the paint a little bit.
Starcevic able to go inside the paint there. He finishes for 2 now with 6. Thompson gets a steal the other way. Overby outlet pass to Starcevic. Starcevic off the window, and he got another one. Another paint touch here. Starcevic with 8 of the 11 points for the Tommies.
Yeah, and everything is just right at the rim right now. You got to make him make some hard shots every once in a while.
Schroeder left hand side going to be off the mark. Ball gets tipped out right to the hands of a Tommy and Tice as they work with it in transition. Overby, and he gets a little run into now to Wolfgram. Wolfgram crossing his way inside the paint. Shot, no. Rebound, put back. Oh, what a nice defensive play there by Bollinger as Krogstad looked like he had an easy two.
He did. He was going straight up, and he just kind of ripped it right out of his hands with both hands.
Fraunfelter, left wing, free throw line extended back up top now in the hands of Schroeder to the right-hand side to Inget. Tyson will handle the rock. Thompson on a little 4-0 run. Inget right wing as they work it on the interior here to Kersley. Kersley spins inside the paint off the window, can't get it to roll, and a rebound by Tyson. Here comes a transition game by the Thompson Tommies.
Yeah, right into offense.
As a little slip screen comes, nothing there. Starcevic working on the interior as they swing it left-hand side. Overby thought about a three on the baseline, makes his way right down to the paint, and what a block shot here by Bollinger. Two really good plays back-to-back.
And great recovery. He kind of got burnt off the jab step, but he recovered and managed to get the stop.
Tyson Inget here at the top of the key for the Ranchers, averaging 65 points per game. Thompson also averaging 65. Inget dribble pullback three as he splashes one home from the right wing.
For a Mr. Basketball candidate, sometimes you want him to do a little bit more or try to force it, but he doesn't force anything. Everything he just lets come to him. He gets his teammates involved. He's a really fun player to watch.
Overby near sideline as they give the high post touch to Starcevic. Starcevic reversed it right-hand side while Ingen got his hand on the basketball, then losing in the backcourt is Fraunfelter. Right to Overby. Krohop jumps and gets it to go. Overby with his first 2 points of the contest. 13-10 Thompson, and this one just has the feel of an up and down tempo. It's just a matter of, Bryce, will we get it for full 4 quarters?
Yeah, I think both teams are looking to run, and I think it, as long as they can see the ball go in, you probably see a lot of points go on the scoreboard.
Inget gets cut off left short corner here, back up top to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter takes a couple hard dribbles, slings it right-hand side. Three-pointer's going to be off the mark, no good by Bollinger, and a rebound here to the Thompson Tommies. Thompson to Overby at the left wing, spins at the high post, able to use the dribble. Oh, what a move. That was textbook by Overby.
Nice move. Great spin. Get the guy going one direction, spin back, and finish, hang through the lane. Great shot off the glass.
Use dribbles, Bryce, to really get some ground, and that's exactly what Overby did there.
Yeah, it doesn't do you any good to just stand and see how many times you can dribble between your legs. You got to use it to create an offensive advantage.
Fraunfelter, three-pointer for the answer, and for the Ranchers, they like the right wing so far with a couple of triples.
They're hot so far.
The Ranchers now with 3 threes in the game from 3 different players, but who's going to play some D because Starcevic already in double digits with 10.
I think every point maybe for Thompson's been in the lane, right at the rim.
This kind of has that old man's ball at the Y when you got some college guys coming in that played with each other for a while, Bryce. It's you'll get yours and I'll get mine. Not to say that the defense hasn't been there. It just feels like it as Inget rattles one off the mark from the right wing.
Yeah, both offenses are looking comfortable.
Thompson in transition. Oh, what a find by Wolfgram to Overby, unable to finish at the rim, and a board underneath here to Grayson Schroeder. Schroeder will take the ball screen, left-hand side, NBA range 3 for Fraunfelter, tickles the twine. Luke Fraunfelter with his second 3 here of the contest.
He's feeling good today.
Oh, better. He hadn't had a 3 prior to that. He was 0 for 5 in the tournament, Bryce. Letting it loose here.
Yeah, last game of your career, might as well.
For Fraunfelter now with 6. Thompson can bleed some of the clock right now as much as possible to try to limit what the Ranchers could do offensively. But they give it with Starcevic. Starcevic to the paint off the window. No, put back, can't get it to fall for Krogstad. And the Ranchers got number was Inget. Inget leads a 3-on-1. No look bounce pass across the paint off the window. No, rebound put back for the Ranchers. Yes. Schroeder with it. Thompson goes the other way. Starcevic before the buzzer. Oh, what a find in transition.
Way to get it in quick, up the court, no dribbles.
Starcevic with 12. If you blink, you've missed a up and down and back and forth. This one is fun. It's the Consolation Championship. The Tommies lead by 1.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. It's conveniently located between Fargo and Grand Forks. Hillsboro is a growing community with solid local schools with high graduation rates. There's an industrial park ready to host a new business. And there's Woodland Park with activities all year round. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation asks you to take a good look at Hillsboro when you're thinking about a place to put down roots and grow. For more information, contact the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroND.com.
19-18, Thompson overpowers Lake-Burke Central here in Bryce. It's simply put, it's a track meet. The difference, Thompson doing their damage in the paint in their shot chart. the Ranchers have been there, but they're really using it from beyond the arc right now.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Is just that 3-ball can keep you in the game. It's just a matter of can Powers Lake make enough of them to hang around and then turn this into a competitive game, because right now every shot for Thompson has. If you saw their shot chart, I don't think they've taken everything that they made seems to be inside the paint.
Yeah, and Starcevic with 12. You have 4 with Overby, 3 with Wolfgram. For the Ranchers, they have 6 by Fromfelter, 5 on the way for Inget, 4 for Schrader, and 3 for Bollinger. I might be first one to 75 maybe wins if we continue at this rate. Ball goes to the baseline here. Thomas Schumacher into the game to Peterson, as now will handle it with Drew Odenbach, the 6'5 sophomore forward, getting some minutes and some run here for Coach Brandy George. Odenbach looking for the high-low, nothing there. Left-hand side, Wolfgram triple off the mark. Rebound by Schumacher, and a fresh 35 for the Tommies. Peterson back to the near sideline to Braden. Wolfgram, Overby up and over on the pass to Peterson. Ball gets deflected, and here goes Inget. Inget with a one-on-one opportunity over Overby off the window, absorbs the contact and finishes for 2.
Great finish right into the chest of Odenbach and finish over top of him. He's about 5 inches taller. That was a great finish.
Yeah, 5'10 Inget, the 6'5 Odenbach here, as they're able to spin one in on the interior. Odenbach able to come off the bench for 2 points here for the Thompson Tommies, who regain the lead. Ranchers right wing. This one will be a traveling violation, as walking into that one is Hughesby, the 6-foot sophomore forward.
Let him shoot.
Let him shoot in a game like this, Bryce says.
Yeah, let him shoot.
Especially when you're not the coach, Bryce. Just let her buck, right?
Let everybody shoot.
Our officials for this game: Jared Micklejohn, Jaden Pfeiffer, and alongside Matt Yale here for this contest. On the interior, spinning is Peterson. Little baby hook, unable to finish, and there's Ingen underneath again with a rebound.
He's everywhere. He plays great physical defense. I know he's going to Wilson State next year. They're happy to have him.
Ingen with the basketball, little hesitation dribble, skips it to the baseline as it'll be hands of Parslow now to the top of the key here to Hughesby. On the interior, making his way, right-handed scoop shot off the mark, no from the left, block by Schroeder, and a rebound coming down here to Odenbach. Thompson in the front court now with Wolfgram between the circles, as the Tommies will leave it near sideline to Schumacher. Schumacher, top of the key. That'll go to Odenbach, looking for that high-low game with Peterson, but fronting him is Schroeder on the interior as the ball gets skipped to the near sideline.
Doing a good job of working him down low, and they got some backside help.
Ball right-hand side, Schumacher, three-pointer off the rim, no, and a really nice board underneath by Schroeder with Peterson on his back hip.
Yeah, he did a great job of finishing that possession with a great box out and runs the court.
Inget with the nice bounce pass. They say fade the big man, but feed any man that runs, as Schroeder now has 6.
Yeah, and if you got a big man on you, the number one thing you need to do is run the court and try to wear him out, and that's exactly what he did. He just beat him down the court after he boxed him out on the defensive end.
I want to give the bounce pass like a point and a half or an extra half point because it looks so pretty, Bryce.
Yep.
This one comes to the top of the key. That'll be to Odenbach near sideline here. Thinking about a 3 was Tice. Takes 2 dribbles. Here's Peterson. He's right on the line. That shot's going to be off the mark, but a rebound here by Schumacher. Both teams will get some new players in on the next dead ball here, as this has been up and down for 13 minutes of actual time and nearly that here for game time. Odenbach up and over on the pass to Peterson. There comes a triple team. Peterson able to take a power dribble in the paint off the front iron. No. Rebound underneath by guess who? There's Inget. Outlet man up the floor as they want to run to Hughesby. Right to the 10. Off the window. Good for 2. And a timeout for Coach Brandy George. What a find for Mr. Basketball finalist Tyson Inget in transition. And the Ranchers up by 3. Timeout on the floor brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North on your live event.
Hi, I'm Jake Berkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
Timeouts throughout the state tournament are brought to you in part by Bank North, as they offer the perfect sync for your busy life with their online banking and mobile app. It's values-based banking without ever slowing down. For more information, go to ibanknorth.com to find a branch near you. Member FDIC and proud supporters of their communities. It was 19-18, Thompson by 1. But what has changed a little bit for Powers Lake-Burke Central, particularly Bryce, in the transition game here as of
Yeah,
late?
they've got a couple stops here, and they're taking that defensive rebound, and they're immediately getting outlets down the court, and they're shooting all the paint shots. They've kind of flipped the script here a little bit. Now we got Starcevic back in. He was sitting the first 3 minutes of that quarter. That might be what they needed to. He's got 12 already.
As the Thompson Tommies in those dark green uniforms with Thompson in the front, outlined in white with those same kind of numerals in green, outlined in white here for the Tommies. Schumacher, dribble handoff, Starcevic. Well, he goes Dirk Nowitzki as from the left elbow shot. No rebound on the inside here to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter dribbling it out to Inget in the front court, left-hand side for the Ranchers to Parslow, back to Inget. Inget takes a ball screen. They come out in hedge. He crosses over left to right, rises from the right elbow, unable to finish, and a rebound to Odenbach. Schumacher in transition to the baseline. Right-hand side is Overby. Back to Schumacher near sideline to Starcevic. Starcevic rips it through, able to finish off the window. He saw the hedge coming on the screen, and he didn't take it, Bryce.
Great jab. He jabbed once and then crossed over, and that's all it took in one dribble right to the rim.
Starcevic with 14 points to lead the floor for the Tommies. He's pulling what Drew Odenbach did yesterday for Thompson when he got, well, nearly, just kept on adding 30 more points. Left-hand side going to be off the mark. No rebound on the interior by Kersley for the Ranchers as they get a fresh 35. With it now is going to be Huseby. Back to Inget. Inget takes the ball screen here. A little hesitation. Try to get the step through. Ball gets partially deflected. Huseby here at the free throw line. A block shot on the interior, but he follows his shot here for Huseby. He's got 4 off the bench.
Yeah, he's sneaky athletic, sneaky quick. He really brings some good energy off the bench. It's nice to have that guy that can score a little bit.
He seems longer than 6 feet, and while he got up in the air on the shot fake there for Starcevic, as Starcevic now with 16 points.
And he's going to be a tough matchup.
And if you look at his shot chart, 1-footer, 2-footer, 1-footer, 2-footer right now.
Yep, he's a definite advantage right now for Thompson, and they're taking advantage of it.
Fraunfelter pass across the way, stolen by Schumacher to the 10, and for the end one. The foul will come on Kyle. Huseby will pick up his first. That's the first foul of the contest as we're nearly 3 minutes away from the opening halftime intermission. And one here for Thomas Schumacher.
Yeah, a little late getting over there to try to get a block. Sometimes that's just kind of the ones you just kind of, as a coach, you maybe look back at film and say, hey, we kind of just let this one go.
Free throw opportunity here is up and off the mark. Long rebound to Inget. As for the Thompson Tommies, they'll bring Krogstad back on the floor as Odenbach will go to the bench. Other side here, Fraunfelter's shot's going to be off the mark. No, rebound comes down to Thompson. Thompson, left-hand side to Overby. Ranchers continuing that man pressure defense. Overby left-hand side as they work it on the interior. There goes Starcevic, tries to spin not once but twice. Lost it on his way up. Ball gets tipped to Overby at the top. Overby takes a couple of dribbles, driving kick to Wolfgram. Wolfgram got his man up in the air, slip past to Starcevic. Now to the top of the key, open Schumacher, 3, tickles the twine. Thomas Schumacher with 5. That was about the most patient, balanced set we maybe saw from Thompson all tournament.
Yeah, we see a set here now from Powers Lake. They'll have to go 1-4 backdoor stuff.
Inget, dribble enters to the left wing to the baseline here. Tries to get the wraparound pass to Huseby on the interior. Ball gets skipped left-hand side, and guess who? Right on cue is Schumacher with another steal, looking to go coast to coast on Huseby. Shots off the mark, and then we have a foul. The rebound goes to Wolfgram. The foul will come on Johnston here, and this will be on Grubb, his first in the team's second. Schumacher will check out of the game as the Thompson Tommies will bring a fresh new player into the contest here with Tice. Last 2 minutes here of this up and down contest. Thompson currently leads it by 4. Here goes Starcevic. Starcevic back to the top as they reverse it to Overby, but stolen away by Inget. It's a 3-on-2. Inget to the paint, and he's going to get fouled. Wolfgram with his first, team's first, and Tyson will go to the stripe.
And he's fast. He can get down the whole court in about 4 dribbles.
Tyson 7-9 from the free throw line here in this tournament. Leads the team with 7 points for the Ranchers. First of 2 shots from the right-handed side on the way is up and good. First free throw attempt for Powers Lake-Burke Central. And I mean this in a good way, Bryce. You don't even know that there's 3 officials out here. It kind of feels like call your own kind of game right now.
It's been great. It's been clean. It's been It's not like it's been super physical and people running into each other. It's been a clean game of basketball.
Tyson Inget will go 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Ranchers back within 2. We'll see the offensive set here for Coach Brandy George. Trying to get the high post touch on the way to Krogstad, looking for that on the interior. He's in a driving kick, left-hand side. Overby 3 on the way, and he took it from his teammate Tyson. They're both smirking.
You know you're a shooter when you don't know if that passes to you, but you're going to make it to you, and he knocked it down too.
Overby now is 7. Here's a turnover. Starcevic bounce pass up the floor to Overby. Overby will stop, pop off the window. No. Rebound on the interior, though, for Krogstad. Skips out to Overby. Second time the charm. Yes, sir! Overby with a triple. He's got 10 on back-to-back threes, and a timeout on the floor for Jordan Carlson. Will Bakewell as well. Timeout brought to you by Bank North here on your live event.
At the Thompson Public School, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit the website tps-k12.org for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and information on the construction project and new addition at the Thompson Public School. Follow them on social media and find Tommy Pride with student updates and events with the Thompson Public Schools. Stay in touch with your children's education or find out why the Thompson Public Schools is right for you. tps-k12.org.
For the Thompson Tommies, they were trailing by 3, Bryce, at the 5-minute mark here before we got to the half. It was 24-21. Since then, they've scored 15. The Ranchers 4 in the last 3:49. What's changed for Thompson?
Well, Overby's knocked down a couple shots, and now they're scoring and transitioning it. It's just kind of a game of runs.
As for the Ranchers, after their first time out of the contest, able to go right down Main Street here, run a nice set. Luke Fraunfelter now has 8.
That's that backdoor set. They're better at running that play than any team in the state, and they run it exceptionally well.
Wolfgram has it between the rings right now. Bounce pass, this would be to Starcevic at the high post. Starcevic with a jab step, rips it through left to right, spins on the right block. High floater for 2. Starcevic with 18 points here for the Tommies.
Low and strong to the ground. He can rise up and finish over the top.
Season average check. He averages 16 a game here for Thompson. This one between the rings now to Schroeder. Gavin with it here. The Ranchers, about a 6-second differential between shot clock and the game clock as Schroeder gets the ball right back. And there's going to be a steal with Peterson in transition. Starcevic gets by Inget, lost it on his way up, regains possession underneath, and now will go right-hand side. Starcevic with 10, and you see Overby saying, let's hold for the last shot of the half. Peterson going to play a 2-man game at the right wing. Starcevic inside the paint. Crow Hop able to try to get the tip. No. Rebound underneath. Put back, unable to find it, but a good move by Wolfgram to try to finish for the putback. After one half of play and an entertaining opening 16 minutes, it's the Thompson Tommies 38. The Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers 30. Our halftime show is coming up next.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Get ready for the 10 best days of summer with the Red River Valley Fair going on in West Fargo at the Red River Valley Fair Fairgrounds. July 7th through the 16th. Grandstand entertainment this year includes Dan and Shay, Shine Down, Jelly Roll, Leonard Skinner, and Flow Rider. Go to RedRiverValleyFair.com to save in advance, or you can buy your tickets at the door as well. But if you want to save some money beforehand, for more information on all the activities going on here, go to RedRiverValleyFair.com. Chase Miller, Bryce Laxdal with you here in what it took 22 actual minutes to play 16 minutes here inside the Bismarck Event Center. Bryce and I were kind of joking, that might be the quickest half of basketball I've ever seen, Bryce.
Yeah, no, it was fun basketball. It was up and down. It was clean. You know, both teams are playing well. They're shooting well. It was just a fun game, a fun half of basketball to watch.
Before we take a look at the first half numbers, let's recap what happened earlier today in the 7th-place game. Medina Pinger Buchanan will take home a win with a 66-51 win over Warwick. Joshua Mosier with 29 points and Ryland Wake added 21. They had 50 of the 66, and their shooting numbers were really good for the Thunder. Still to come at 6 o'clock tonight, it'll be the Beulah Miners going up against the Lax Burlington for 3rd place. We'll have coverage of the championship game 1 versus 2 between Central Cass and the Shiloh Skyhawks. First half numbers, Bryce. What kind of stood out at you about this particular opening 16 minutes of play?
I wish that on the stats they had points in the paint, because I think that's been the difference on each team. And it's kind of been Thompson right away, kind of got the stops and early in transition points in the paint. Then Powers Lake went on a little run and got some stops and turned it right into offense, and then to finish the half, Thompson was doing it again. So I think that the points of the paint is just huge for each team here, and I think whoever can do a better job. It sounds just simple of just creating some stops and getting that offense going the other direction is going to have a definite advantage going in the second half.
Taking a look at the first half numbers from a team standpoint, Thompson shot the ball 38 times, 17 of 38 from the floor, 44%, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, 0 of 1 from the free throw line. Powers Lake-Burke Central shot the ball 28 times, but they were efficient, 12 of 28 at 42%, 4 of 7 from 3 and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. The Tommies with 21 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 turnovers. For the Ranchers, 16 boards, 6 assists, and 6 turnovers. Individual numbers, Thompson led by the 18 of Starcevic on 9 of 13 shooting from the floor. He hasn't attempted a 3. He's also got a rebound, a steal, and assist as well. Double digits for Drew Overbeek with a pair of 3-pointers. And you have 5 points here for Thomas Schumacher, 3 by Wolfgram, and 2 here for Drew Odenbach. For the Ranchers, they're led by the 9 points here of Tyson Inget, also with 5 rebounds and a couple of assists. 8 boards for Luke Fraunfelter, 6 on the way for Schroeder with 4 rebounds, 4 points for Huseby, and 3 points for Jaden Bollinger. That's a look at the first half numbers here on YourLiveEvent.com. Bryce, before we take a break, what expect anything different here in the second half between these two teams?
No, I hope not. I think it's that same clean type of basketball. I think both teams are okay with the pace. I just think whoever can get a few more stops, because I think we're going to see the ball continue to go in the hoop for both sides.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll let you know more about Mr. Basketball and when that's going to be announced here on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Take a good look at Hillsborough. You probably know that the people are friendly, and you know about the quality of healthcare available at Sanford Medical Center. Maybe you've been to the Hillsborough Sports Complex to cheer on the Burros. Look at the businesses on Hillsborough's Main Street. The Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation provides financial help to local child care providers, and they're interested in supporting local businesses. For more information, contact the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroughnd.com.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident when it's time to make student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident to calculate the maximum amount of student loan debt that is recommended based on your career choice. You can also learn how to apply for financial aid and get tips to cut education expenses. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident today.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Inside the Bismarck Event Center, the Thompson Tommies lead it by 8, going up against a Mr. Basketball finalist in Tyson Inget. We will find out at 5:30 here this evening who the winner will be. Out of the 6 finalists, 4 from Class A, 2 from Class B. Derek Dissett from Minot High, Alex Dvorak in alphabetical order from Dickinson, Tyson Inget from Powers Lake-Burke Central, Ryan Erickson from Bismarck Century, Zach Kraft from Grand Forks Red River, and Aiden Stainbrook here from North Border. The winner again will be announced coming up a little bit later on. I know it was supposed to be maybe potentially after the title game, but because a prom going on in Minot where 2 guys are going to be at because of the roads and weather, kind of had a conference call and said, let's make an audible here, Bryce, and probably an okay thing considering you're not going to have all 6 in attendance here this evening.
I think it's a no-brainer. It's a great call, especially how late the game's been getting over here. Last night it was 11 o'clock before we got out of here. So yeah, I think that's a good call, and there's a lot of great basketball names on that list. And we coached against Stainbrook this year, and I'll tell you what, that kid is a great basketball player. And he's going to the University of Jamestown. They got a good one, and was at the state Class A tournament too, and saw those Class A guys play down there. And wow, what a talented group of kids we got here in North Dakota.
It'll be a lot of fun to see, and there's only some more talent coming up on the side of the state as well. Particularly in Class A, there's a Sem and a Claybo for the next couple years.
Yeah, they're all right, aren't they?
just a little bit. Ask the rest of Class A what they think about Sem after last week at the Shack. At the half, it's Thompson 38, Powers Lake-Burke Central, the Ranchers 30. Second half action is next. Tighten up the shoelaces. We'll see if the track meet continues for another 16 minutes here inside the event center.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
As we get ready for second half action here on YourLiveEvent.com, I'm Chase Miller. He's Bryce Laxdal. 16 minutes left here in the season for both the Tommies and the Ranchers. A reminder, we will also have one more broadcast here on the North Dakota side as we will get to the championship game later tonight between Central Cass and Shiloh. 8 o'clock is a scheduled start time. I'm guessing more 8:15. Maybe 8:30, hopefully not, but we'll see what happens coming up later tonight. The Ranchers went to basketball in their white uniforms with Ranchers across the front as they're working that 1-4 set as they give it to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter skips it right-hand side of Bollinger. Now between the rings goes Inget on the spin. High off the window. Can't get the shooter's roll to go.
That's halfway down.
Sarcevic goes behind the back. Inget looking to take a charge. Schumacher right-hand side Overby in transition. Long shot, no. Rebound by Peterson, and he throws it off of Inget, and it'll stay Thompson Tommy basketball.
I think the first few possessions here, the first couple minutes, I don't know that they're always big, but I think they're especially important right now for Powers Lake to get on a run.
As the Thompson Tommies, their original starting 5 with Overby, Wolfgram, Peterson, Tyson, Starcevic here on the floor. Spinning is Overby trying to get open, and they just relieve pressure here with Wolfgram at the top of the key. Ranchers in that man pressure defense. Inget on the guard right now of Braden. Ball gets swung right-hand side of Tice. Back to the top as they wheel it around to the left wing to Overby. On the interior goes Starcevic. Starcevic one-on-one, hanging, shooting, and that one was halfway down and rattles out. Inget in transition as they go to Schroeder. Schroeder a little 2-on-2, Euro step, can't finish. Rebound by Kersley on the inside. Block shot by Peterson. Ripped through right-hand side, shot bank by Schroeder. Dribble pull-up 12-footer off the heel of the rim, no good, out of play. And to the Thompson Tommies.
Couple of good looks. I think if you're Thompson, you'd rather have Starcevic, scoring how we scored the first half. Don't shoot that fadeaway. Take it and get downhill and get to the rim.
Frauenfelder, Schroeder, Inget, Kersley, and Bollinger, the original starting five as well, here for the Ranchers on the floor in this third quarter. He's going to draw first blood here in the second half. Starcevic gives it at the left wing. Little flex action here for the Tommies as they work it around to Wolfgram. Wolfgram top of the key, uses up that dribble to Peterson. Peterson looking backdoor on the find, finds his man, goes up, and that's Starcevic for two.
Great catch, great post touch, and he just gathered himself and went up strong.
Starcevic with a nice 2 points there for Thompson. He has 20 now in the contest for the Tommies, as we'll have a reach and foul on the floor. He had a couple of green jerseys in there. We'll see if it's on Starcevic or Overby, and the foul will be on Drew Overby. His first and the team's first. For the Ranchers, they will inbound the basketball here to Tyson Inget on the right of the baseline with a fresh 35. As they will give it now to Schroeder. Schroeder between the rings. This is the largest deficit here for either team on this contest. Right-hand side, and that might have been deflected. It was off of Starcevic to Inget, and a turnover here on the Ranchers.
Yep. You kind of feel the momentum here swinging, and Thompson's going on this extended run.
As the Tommies right now at the 6:15 mark, playing with control, kind of what we saw in the latter couple of minutes in the opening half. And there's a nice little find to Overby for two. Drew Overby now with 12 points. Thompson with a 4-0 start here to the second half. Inget goes between the legs, slips it on the inside. Kersley off the right block, got it to go.
Great pass, but I think it was an even better catch down low, and be patient and gather yourself and go up and score.
Thompson goes the other way, and there's going to be a foul here. Luke Frauenfelder will pick up his first and the team's first here for the Ranchers. And to your point, that extended run, it was a 3-point edge for Powers Lake-Burke Central with 5 minutes left to play at 24-21 Ranchers. Since then, it's just been 8 points for Powers Lake, where the Tommies doubled up their scoring, Bryce, with 21 points.
Yeah, they just continue to get these great post touches, and they run some good action, and they're just super aggressive getting downhill.
Overby right short corner to Peterson, who gets fouled. And speaking of downhill, that's what Overby was able to do. And I love the short corner, Bryce, as a broadcaster. Seems like when you get the ball there, a lot of things can happen on a good, positive side for the floor.
Yeah, you're either catch and gather and score, or you're just patient and let that defense, that help side come to you and hit the slashers, and that's exactly what they did to drop down to Peterson.
Peterson hits the free throw attempt, his first. And that was a foul there on the Ranchers, their second of the contest. So far, just 6 fouls combined between these two teams. Free throw attempt up and good here for Peterson. He is yet to score until right there. And, again, feed the big man, as they like to say.
Like I said, I've coached him the last few years in AAU. He's got really good touch around the rim, and he's a guy that can score.
Left-hand side, Schroeder with the basketball, gives it now to Inget between the circles. Man pressure defense throughout for the Tommies. Inget left to right, takes a hard dribble down the paint, unable to finish. Rebound is loose for Kersley on the inside. 5-footer, no rebound then by Peterson, and he's got Inget draped around him, and Inget comes up with a steal. Inget going hard, throws it up, and there's a foul. Foul will come on the Thompson Tommies, as that was a lot of really good action on the interior. Tice will pick up the foul, his first, team second. And for Thompson, hitting the deck hard looks to be all right as Wolfgram.
He got the wind knocked out of him, I think, for a second.
Inget will go to the free throw line, but again, Tyson just continued to battle for that basketball, Bryce, and he gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
He was relentless. He had a great look at the layup, and then the ball was kind of bouncing around. He's just the first one on the ground, and then he's up and downhill right away before he can even blink.
Schumacher will check in now, as they'll just make sure that Wolfgram is all right as he goes to the bench. Free throw attempt number 2 on the way here for Inget. Trying to go 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and does. Now in double digits. He leads the Ranchers in scoring with 10. Powers Lake-Burke Central down by 11. Well, full court token pressure defense here as Starcevic will have a head of steam at the top of the key. Starcevic able to go on the interior. There's to Peterson across the way, and Inget thought he might have got a hand on the basketball, but got enough of the wrist to bring Peterson down. And again, they go to the left short corner this time, and Peterson goes to the line.
That was a great attack downhill by Starcevic, and as soon as that help came over, Peterson does a really good job of staying in the short corner. A lot of times, guys will just kind of gravitate towards the ball when that drive is coming, but you're just guarding yourself when you do that. You stay spaced like that, and when that help comes, you can just dump it over, and he's done a great job of that the last 2 possessions.
Peterson makes free throw attempt number 1. Second one is up and in and out, so there'll still be a 12-point margin, the largest, again, that's tied here for the Tommies. Inget, left-hand side three-pointer on the way. This goes Schroeder off the front iron. No, Inget saves it right to Schroeder as he handles it at the left wing. Schroeder takes a dribble to the top, back to the left-hand side of Inget. Inget power dribble. Oh, what a slip pass to Kersley for 2.
He's fun to watch. He's such a great worker. Offense, defense, he gets his teammates involved. You can tell why he's a Mr. Basketball candidate, because he's just relentless all over the court.
4.5-year starter here for the Ranchers, but finishing for 2 points is Overby for the answer on the other end of the court. Thompson again up by 12. Inget slips it left-hand side of Bollinger now to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter left wing three-pointer partially blocked, or is it going to be a foul? And that's the foul. It's going to be 3. Overby with his second. Team's fourth, and right when Fraunfelter let it go, it was either going to be a foul or a block shot, and going to the line for 3 will be Luke.
Yeah, he kind of hit his arm a little bit, and he also didn't really give him room to land.
As Fraunfelter will shoot free throw attempt number 1, that's up and good. And going back to your point with Inget, it almost feels like he's an older player playing, the game, and it slows down, kind of the old chess and checkers theory here. He just seems like he understands the next, not 1 step, but 2, 3 steps with how the ball gets reversed and where you should be defensively.
Definitely. One thing he's really good at is always pushing the ball up the court. That puts immediate pressure on the defense, and he's really good at pushing the ball up the court with skip passes. So then you get the push ahead, and you get a rotation right away on the defense, and he's just so smart.
Fraunfelter goes 2 of 3 from the free throw line. The Ranchers back within 10. They were trailing it by 8 at the half, 38-30 as we got the first 4 minutes of this third quarter underway. Thomas Schumacher at the left wing, high post touch as they're going to kind of weave around the paint with Tice. Left wing now to Overby. Overby with a jab step, gives it back to Tice to Overby. NBA range 3 on the way. Off the back tab, no. Rebound comes down to Parslow. Fraunfelter up the near sideline for the Ranchers to Schroeder. Schroeder working his way, right-handed shot, and he's going to get fouled in the act of shooting. Able to go left to right and try to finish with the finger roll layup. Foul will come across on Thompson. This will be Krogstad, his first, and the team's 4th. So Grayson will go to the free throw line for his first free throw opportunities of the afternoon. First free throw attempt is on the way, up and good. Powers Lake able to get to the free throw line a lot as of recently. Bryce, as this will be free throw opportunity number 7 upcoming here for the Ranchers in this quarter.
They did a good job of jab stepping, using ball fakes, and getting downhill on their side of the offensive end too.
Free throw attempt number 2 is good here for Schroeder, so he's got 8. And don't look now, the Ranchers a little bit of a run in them. They could make this a 2-possession game, 1-possession game awfully quickly.
Yeah, and that Thompson hasn't had those post-touch looks.
Now they get it right there. Starcevic on the inside with Tice as they reverse it left-hand side. Three-pointer on the way. Off the front iron, no. Rebound, though, by Krogstad. Power dribble, throws it up and good. Gavin Krogstad points off the bench for Coach George, his first field goal of the afternoon. Inget crossing over, spins, and there's going to be a foul. Is it before the shot? I think it is, and Tice will pick up the foul here. That will be his 2nd and the team's 5th. So if you're trailing, get to the free throw line, and that's the old motto right now. You mentioned how Starcevic had a head of steam. Seems like the Ranchers, same thing, Bryce. They're attacking the paint right now.
They're doing a great job of playing downhill. And it's not just Inget that's doing it too. The other guys are getting some great looks.
Fraunfelter right-hand side to Schroeder. Schroeder with the basketball back between the circles here to Huseby to Inget. Inget, top of the key, three-pointer. Rattles out no good, and a good hard board by Schumacher. But here comes the presses. 4 Ranchers like a moth to a flame came to Schumacher.
They were all up trying to get that turnover.
Ball will go right-hand side. Is this to Starcevic? Hard dribble to the paint, off the window for 2.
Yeah, that's where he is just at a different level athletically than everybody else on the court most of the time.
Starcevic with 22 of the 51 Thompson Tommy points here in this contest. Schroeder at the left wing, free throw line extended, gives it to Inget. Inget takes a dribble. Oh, what a block shot on the way by Starcevic. He met it at the point of the shot. Starcevic other side, hanging, shooting shot, no, putback, yes. The shot is missed by Wolfgram. The putback by Krogstad in transition.
They're flying around now. They're feeling really confident.
As for the Ranchers, they will take a timeout, brought to you in part by our friends at Bank North. The Tommies with their largest lead of the game at 14 here in the third quarter on YourLiveEvent.com.
Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Take Bank North wherever you want to go. They handle your banking requests anytime for all of your accounts. It's values-based banking without ever slowing down. And download their mobile app today. Go to ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, and proud supporter of their communities. Bryce, what have you liked particularly here from Thompson in about the last 3.5 minutes when the Ranchers were kind of knocking on the door to get it back within 2 possessions? Nice little run out here for the Tommies.
They're just getting those consistent looks at the rim. It's kind of been the revolving quote that I've come back to, but everything's rim, and they're so fast, they're so aggressive today that, you know, if I'm talking the huddles, I'm almost saying unless you're Overby getting a drive and kick and a set shot three, I want everything to be at a rim. I'm saying maybe no threes.
Timeout here with the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers. They'll have 3 remaining as Inget calls out the offense here. Inget bounce pass near sideline to Schroeder. Schroeder takes the ball screen, not once but twice, going left to right around the horn, open just inside the 3-point line, and he swirls one in for 2.
Nice set there out of the timeout.
Schroeder now with 10 points, and they went underneath the screen and said, go shoot it. So Grayson says, thank you, gladly will.
He's got a nice set shot too. He's got a nice follow through, good rotation on the ball.
Schumacher between the circles here as this will go to Starcevic. Starcevic with the basketball, right to left cross, rises from 14 feet off the mark, no, and a rebound for the Ranchers. And if you're Powers Lake, he can hit that, but you want him shooting those, Bryce, not at the rim.
Yeah, 100%. That's a win for the Powers Lake defense right there.
Inget goes up, lost it, saves possession here on the baseline. What a move by Tyson Inget, left to right for 2.
Quick 4 out of the timeout.
Inget now with 12 points, and here's a little run for the Ranchers trying to close out this quarter and try to get back within single digits. Top of the key here, this one will be to Krogstad. Then it's going to be a steal by Huseby. Huseby on Krogstad, right-handed finger roll, and Krogstad able to block it. But the 6-foot frame of Huseby seems like he's 6'4", 6'5" on the floor.
He's sneaky athletic out there. He did a good job of reading that defense and reading the offense, reading the eyes, and going to getting that steal.
Ranchers to inbound here with Inget. Slips it left-hand side. This one just inside the 3-point line will be off the side of the backboard here by Schroeder, and a rebound for the Thompson Tommies. In the front court, that'll go to Wolfgram. Wolfgram to the right baseline. Dribble. Probing, skipping, left-hand side Schumacher. Quick on the interior here to Odenbach. Double team comes, kick now to Schumacher. Schumacher, left elbow, rising from 14 feet and get the shooter's roll. Schumacher with 7 points off the bench for Coach Brandy George. Fromfelter in transition, left wing 3 off the front iron, no, and a rebound here for the Tommies. Thompson can hold for the final shot of this quarter with Wolfgram as Coach Brandy George wants a timeout here with 22.6 seconds left to play in this quarter. We'll keep it here, or Wolfie, which, by the way, is like the best cosign I would want to say if you were a pilot, if we had to make Top Gun number 3 here, Bryce.
That's a great call signal for him, and that's a great nickname. We'll see what kind of offense here or what kind of set that Thompson comes out with. You can talk by the huddle with Brandy George. He doesn't have a clipboard or anything out there, so if they're running a set, it's something that they all know and they've ran all year. So it'd be interesting to see if they try to go back inside and get some post touches. That's where they've been so successful.
And for Thompson, they can come at you obviously with the pick and roll where they clear out one side. We've seen the high-low game. We've also seen a little weaving action where they put a post player on the left or right short corner, and if you come out and help, they just slip it. So I'm curious what set Coach George is going to kind of run out here to end the quarter. As the Ranchers will continue, as both teams have done man pressure defense throughout. Schumacher sees that clock down to 15 seconds. Waiting to kind of get it before it's 10 before they set the setup. Here it comes. There's the high pick from Peterson. Here's the weave now on the way with Wolfgram, and there's a steal by Inget. Can Inget beat the buzzer with 3, with 2, and he gets it to go.
He got hammered.
And that's how we'll end.
He did.
this third quarter play. Tyson Ingen and the Powers Lake Rancher fans behind us want to agree, but for the Ranchers, they go from 12 to 10 as we go to the fourth quarter here. It's the Thompson Tommies up by 10.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Take a good look at Hillsboro. It's conveniently located between Fargo and Grand Forks. Hillsboro is a growing community with solid local schools with high graduation rates. There's an industrial park ready to host a new business. And there's Woodland Park with activities all year round. The Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation asks you to take a good look at Hillsboro when you're thinking about a place to put down roots and grow. For more information, contact the Hillsboro Economic Development Corporation at growhillsboroND.com.
Chase Miller, Bryce Laxdal with you here courtside from the Bismarck Event Center as we get ready to get this fourth quarter underway here with the Powers Lake Ranchers playing some defense, as this one will be to the left-hand side for Starcevic, trying to back his way down, gets cut off here now to Peterson at the top for Thompson. Peterson ripped it through, looking for Overby, more on a flare, but Overby comes and grabs the ball left hand, and now Huseby try to rip it away. Left baseline three here for Thompson. Nothing but twine for Wolfgram.
That's a tough one to take. That was a good defensive possession by Powers Lake, but Thompson made a tough shot.
As they'll handle it with Fronfelder, as he will go to the right-hand side with the basketball. Now to Inget, trying to post up on the interior. Ball gets deflected, and it'll be Powers Lake-Burke Central basketball. Thompson, not to say the threes have been daggers, but it's just been very timed for their three-pointers here, Bryce.
That was a big one. You kind of can feel the momentum switching maybe a little bit after the bucket before the quarter break, and then you come out and you play hard defense for 20 seconds, and they knock down kind of a shot you're willing to give up.
Fronfelder on the inside finds a cutting Inget off the window, can't get it to go. Rebound to Peterson. Up the other way, Thompson wants to run up and over, pass to Overby. Overby at the free throw line, spins, jumper, 13-footer, rattles out, and a rebound coming down to the Ranchers with Inget. Inget then will just inadvertently throw it off a shoe of a Tommy as the Ranchers will get the ball right back. Nice slip pass by Inget on a little flex cut coming across the way to Schroeder for two.
Great gather. They're so good at being patient, and you got a team that has many athletes, so you give them a ball fake. A lot of times they're going to just go for it and go for it. And if you're patient, let them go by you and finish some easy looks around the hoop.
Grayson with 12 now for the Ranchers. Overby comes across to go underneath the screen. Overby attacks, spins on the right block, tries to get the pass across the way, and guess who? Huseby got his wings up and able to deflect that ball.
And he's an athlete too. He wants to get up and block some shots.
Inget left-hand side as they give it back to Jadonier Huseby. Oh, how do you do? Kareem El-Jabbar has entered the event center.
He kind of rocked that one out there the whole time and then teardropped it in.
That was old school. I mean, that's like Bill Russell-esque right there, Bryce.
That was beautiful.
This will be to the top, left-hand side, Wolfgram driving, kicking, right-hand side, Overby, right pocket three, can't get it to go, rebound one for Krogstad, and a fresh 35. Starcevic spinning his way on the interior, slip pass, right short corner, Peterson tries to answer, can't, and here's a leak out now for the Ranchers. The Ranchers go behind the back, regain possession, block shot with Overby after the shot from Schroeder. Overby, a little right to left inside the paint for two for Thompson. That's a tough one, right?
Everybody just stopped, both teams.
As Schroeder will go to the paint, and there's the and one with a hard foul. Starcevic will pick up the foul, his first, team sixth, as going to the free throw line for the and one. Here will be Schroeder. So 14 points right now, and here for the Thompson Tommies, they'll make a substitution as well. Well, the Ranchers, as coming into the game, will be Tice, while in for the Ranchers here will be Kersley. 60-51, Thompson right now with the advantage with 5:28 left in this fourth quarter. Schroeder, free throw attempt is off the heel of the rim. No, Peterson with the rebound, but it's down to a three-possession game here, Bryce.
And you can kind of feel the energy and the physicality kind of picking up a little bit. And maybe Brandon Jersey going to talk that about it. But don't want to say it's chippy, but people are starting to hit the ground now.
Yeah, you definitely understand. There's only 5 minutes and 22 seconds in some of these people's careers.
Yep.
Timeout on the floor brought to you in part by Bank North. We're back after this here inside the Event Center.
Hi, I'm Jake Burkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
Still to come on our post-game show, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, and also we'll try to hear from a winning particular player and coach as well. Again, a little bit different than earlier in the season or even this tournament. They have kind of the post ceremony with the awards and honor everybody for the teams and individuals, so it might take an extra minute or two before we get to that, but make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. Down by 9 here for the Ranchers. Timeout here for Coach Brandy George. The Tommies all of a sudden have used up a couple here. They'll have 2 remaining. From here on out, the Ranchers are on the bonus, while on the other side, Powers Lake-Burke Central, they can continue to play really hard with only 3 fouls as a team.
Definitely can take some chances.
Overby, well, there is a chance right there. Is Huseby trying to cut the gap, unable to do so, and Overby with a dribble pull-up. He's got 18 points now for Thompson. Scored in every quarter. Left-hand side, Inget. Oh, what a move from the left block. Able to finish with the and one. Foul comes across here for the Thompson Tommies, as this will be on Starcevic. That'll be his second and the team's 7th. Tyson Inget with 16 points. He's 3 of 4 from the stripe as Krogstad returns into the game alongside Schumacher. As coming out now for Thompson will be Peterson and Tice.
And you can really feel Inget right now is playing at a different level out there. He's all over the floor. He's taking the ball hard to the hole.
Inget, free throw attempt off the mark. Rebound comes down to the Tommies, and where it was before the timeout, a 9-point game, is where we are now after a little bit of an up and down. Schumacher at the Bismarck Event Center logo, left-hand side. Thompson, Overby trying to get open. He does, leaves it back to the left wing. Top of the key here for Starcevic, right-hand side, as this will be Schumacher. Schumacher probing, left-hand side, Krogstad now to the baseline to Starcevic. Starcevic thought about a jumper. Shot clock getting down to single digits. Starcevic spinning his way inside the paint on the baseline, gets to the left short corner and finishes for 2.
Great patience, and he just, when he's down there that low, he's just been dominating all game.
Starcevic with 24 points to lead the floor. Inget tries to get the step through. High floater was halfway down, unable to finish, and Starcevic gets the defensive board. And now if you're Thompson, you can definitely kind of play the air a little bit out of the basketball if you want and try to minimize possessions. And it feels like it's going to be Starcevic or Overby doing a lot of the offensive work here for the Tommies.
Yeah, you're at the point where you probably want to take some layups only.
Right-hand side as this one will go for the Tommies. Still Wolfgram back to the top of the key. Left-hand side, Schumacher. Schumacher left wing, sees a man fly out in front of him, gets right to the tin. Help came a little bit late, and Schumacher finishes for 2.
That was great offense, patience, get a couple of rotations, get the defense moving around a little bit, and create a great offensive opportunity with that downhill drive.
The Ranchers with the basketball here, a little left to right cross. It'll be with Schroeder now to Huseby. Huseby double team comes and they rip it through. He tries to handle the basketball here, gets it right back. Right wing open, 3-pointer off the front iron, no good by Bollinger, and a rebound here for Thompson. And right now for the Ranchers, this is where you got to start more than likely. Bryce probably chasing the game a little bit now with maybe some traps defensively.
Yeah, and with only 3 team fouls, like you said, you need to get up and you got to probably take some chances. You can take another 20 seconds off here. You're at about 2:40.
As Overby at the right wing, now back up top here to Wolfgram. Braden calls out the offense, sees shot clock down to single digits, spinning his way to left baseline here as they give it to Overby, and that'll be out of bounds, and a turnover here for Thompson with Krogstad. But they do about kill off 30 seconds here, so for Coach Brandy George, they'll be just fine with that.
Yeah, it was exactly what they wanted to do. You just still want to get a shot at the end, but did about half the job. Time is more important than turnover and going the other way or something like that.
Tommy's been efficient, 19 points in the first, second, and 17 in the third. The Ranchers with 18 in the first, 12 in the second, 15 in the third as they whip it on the interior here. Got his man up in the air. Shot off the mark, no good by Schroeder, and a rebound here to Overby. Now there's a lid on the basket here for the Ranchers.
You see some short shots here in the fourth quarter, 3 games in a row. Same guys, same rotation, playing a lot of minutes. They just leaving some shots short.
As right now for the Tommies, they'll inbound it here with Overby to the baseline, and Croxett almost had to go into his own bench. Right-hand side, and yeah, Thompson again, they're going to be looking for layups, as you said, Bryce. They're not going to be in any hurry right now with the basketball with 2:30 and with this double-digit lead.
And Powers Lake isn't really being too aggressive up top either.
Starcevic, top of the key here, crossing over, goes between the legs, right to left cross, little dribble pull back, no rebound, tipped by Inget, and who's it going to be off of? And it will be off of Inget and the Ranchers. So we'll have a substitution here as Grubb, the 5'8 senior, will check into the contest as Jaden will check out. Well, for the Thompson Tommies right now, 66 points, 11 in this quarter. All right, at their season average of 65 here in this contest. And right now it's pretty much right at their season average offensively, too, as they only give up 52 a game.
Yep.
Ball again in the backcourt. Inget tries to get the stip, and that was a little jump trap right there, and they get the turnover. Now the Ranchers need points. Inget, downhill drive to the paint. Block shot on the way with Starcevic, and Starcevic holds him up here, and Inget was looking for the foul. Thompson with Tice to inbound here as the Tommies will check out Thomas Schumacher. Tice, a 6'2 sophomore guard. Ranchers to inbound it, as this one will go with Inget. Inget, right-hand side for the Ranchers, as this will be with Grubb. Grubb, little slip handoff here to Fraunfelter. Fraunfelter at the left elbow, bounce pass, left-hand side, jumper on the way. Got it for the end one. Schroeder able to scrape the ceiling inside the Bismarck Event Center with that jumper. He's got 16. Foul will come across here with Overby. That's going to be his third and the team's 8th. And coming back into the game will be Schumacher. Well, the Ranchers needed that now more than likely. We'll see this press continue here and a little bit of pressure. Schroeder makes the free throw, and Jordan Carlson wants to get his defense set here for Powers Lake-Burke Central. Time on the floor brought to you in part by Bank North. Proud supporter of their communities and member FDIC. We'll break with them here on your liveevent.com.
At the Thompson Public School, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit the website tps-k12.org for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and information on the construction project and new addition at the Thompson Public School. Follow them on social media and find Tommy Pride with student updates and events with the Thompson Public Schools. Stay in touch with your children's education or find out why the Thompson Public Schools is right for you. tps-k12.org.
Well, a game that's officially an hour old here inside the Bismarck Event Center. The second half taking a little bit longer than the first, where that was on a blistering pace to play 16 minutes of basketball, Bryce, in about 24 minutes.
Yeah, tough to match that again.
As full court pressure defense here for the Ranchers. We'll see if they can try to get the steal quickly. They don't have to foul immediately if they don't want to. They're looking for the half-court trap. They've sprung it. Schumacher skips it right-hand side to Wolfgram. Girlfriend with the basketball is Inget trying to rip it through back to the top of the key to Starcevic.
They have to foul a few times because they need to get to 7.
Starcevic up and over on it to Wolfgram. Wolfgram whips it across the way open here left-hand side. Schumacher will shoot the 3 off the mark. They get the stop. Rebound by Kersley, and now they got a boogie. Inget up the other end of the floor to Schroeder off the window. Can't get it to go. Rebound, though, on the interior once but twice, and that's going to be with Fraunfelter unable to finish.
I think you got to foul now if you're going.
They're trying to get the steal. Starcevic wheeling his way out of it. Here comes the double team. Starcevic gets it. Oh, well, I was going to say the 10-second was almost there. Coach Brandy George will call the timeout. Tough one there for the Ranchers because they got what they wanted, Bryce, without fouling. They got to stop the quick leak-out pass, just unable to convert.
Yeah, they had a stop. They played it out to try to get the stop. They got what they needed, and they had a good opportunity. You just didn't get right the roll on the first shot. And now I think you're going to have to foul because you still got to get 4 fouls in here in a minute. So
Thompson led by Starcevic with 24, Overby with 18 for Powers Lake-Burke Central. Schrader right now with 17, Tyson Inget with 16. The Tommies trying to hold on and get to 18-8 on the season, go 2-3 here at the state tournament. Well, for Powers Lake-Burke Central, trying to make a comeback win here and get to 22-5 on the season. Dang it, well, there's the foul. So Tyson will pick up the foul here, and that'll be the team's 4th of this second half.
You can try to get a steal here. You can really sell out and go for the steal.
Overby will check in, as Schumacher will check out, and the possession arrow favors the Ranchers too, so if the ball's right in front of you, try to get that quick rip. Overby double team in the backcourt. Thompson with Wolfgram here, and there's going to be the foul. I'll stop the clock here with Grubb. That'll be his second, team's 5th. So the clock at 61 seconds right now.
I don't think it.
Some of the fans behind us were saying that it wasn't moving, and there's a step through, and there's going to be a quick foul again. This one will be on Luke. His second, team's 6th, and one more here would make it the bonus situation as Carter Peterson will check in, as Braden Tice will check out. So shot clock again at 35 seconds. Thompson on the reset. They got a foul, they do. There it is. Grubb will pick up his 3rd, team 7th, and from here on out now for Thompson, they can just seal it at the free throw line with Drew Overby as he goes to the stripe.
Yeah, I think you make a couple here, and if Powers Lake doesn't score the next 2 times down the court, you might see they call off the fouls.
As Overby with 67 points in this tournament, now make it 68. He's got 19 here today, a couple of 3-pointers as well, 10 in the tournament, as Tice will check in for Carter Peterson. Free throw attempt number 2 upcoming here for Overby. Medina Pingree Buchanan won earlier today over Warwick, who's going to take the consolation title as Overby goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line, as with Schumacher checking in now to the game for the Tommies. 20 points for Overby, and you add Starcevic with 24 points. That's a nice tandem combination.
Yeah, that's a great 1-2 punch.
Tyson Inget thought about a dribble pullback inside Kersley. Shot high off the window, no. Rebound on the inside for Starcevic, and there's the foul. Foul will come on the Powers Lake Ranchers as Starcevic will go to the other end to shoot the bonus. Foul comes on Kersley. That'll be his 2nd and the team's 8th, and Starcevic will go to the free throw line here as Thompson will bring Overby again. You also have Carter Peterson now into the contest. Starcevic, this will be his first free throw attempt of the afternoon. Misses off the front iron. Rebound comes down to Inget, and Inget wants to come out of the blocks. Inget right to the tin, right-handed layup, good for 2. Tyson Inget with 18 points as the Tommies running up some clock here. Double team comes, and there's going to be a reach and foul. Foul will come across here with Grubb. That'll be his 4, team's 9th, and some of the Rancher fans, Bryce, thought that might have been maybe a jump, not so much of a reach.
Yeah, I'm fine with the reach on it. And you know they're coming over to foul, and you want to call it right away so it doesn't get too physical and someone ends up on the floor. So
Overby to the free throw line here. Up and good now with 21 in the contest. Overby has surpassed 70 points now in this tournament. Free throw attempt number 2 upcoming here for Overby is up and good. So Overby with 22 points as the Ranchers will bring this one, as this will roll all the way to the front court with Inget. Inget, deep 3-pointer on the way. Got it to go as he buries the bottom of the net. Inget with 21 points. Ranchers back within 9 to single digits. Starcevic with the basketball. And there's going to be a foul here up the far side with Kersley. Looks like Kersley will pick up the foul. That'll be his 3rd, but what a shot there by Inget, Brace.
That was just fun to watch it. You know, he's playing out the last few minutes of his career, and he just left it all out there today. He's been really fun to watch down here the last 3 days, and you know, if that's the last shot he makes, that's a fun one to go out on.
Free throw opportunity here for Starcevic. That'll be up and good. Yeah, that was about a 1.5 feet behind the NBA range right at the top of the key. Plus, he was a little off balance. How about this? Lucas Bauer, the lone senior, will check in now for the Thompson Tommies, as Thompson will allow him to get a little bit of recognition here with 22.7 seconds left to play. Starcevic free throw attempt on the second one is up and good as well. Now with 26 for a game high. Ranchers will come back and roll it up the floor one more time with Inget into the front court. He allows that one to roll as about as far as you could go. Inget takes a couple hard dribbles down the paint, left-handed shot, no rebound by Overby, lost it, and it will be back to Inget here on the baseline. Right pocket shot, no rebound on the interior here for Thompson. And for the Thompson Tommies, they will be the 2023 consolation champs here inside the Bismarck Event Center with a 72-61 win over Powers Lake-Burke Central. Bryce, what did you think about the outcome of this game? Two teams leaving everything on the floor. It was an absolute track meet after one half of play, 38-30, but at the end of the day, Thompson was just a little bit too much here for the Ranchers.
Yeah, I think just Thompson has a little bit more size, and they have the in and out, just a little bit more in and out. But, you know, Powers Lake hung tough, and Inget brought everything he had, and it was just a fun game to watch. I thought that the pace of the game was really fun to watch. It was not a lot of fouls, not a lot of people on the floor. It was just a great pace, great game, great fifth place game to watch.
So for the Thompson Tommies, they will finish with 18-8. Well, for Powers Lake-Burke Central, they'll go 21-6 on the season. 26 points here for Starcevic here for the Thompson Tommies. And then you had Overby with 22 points as well. Let's get to our Enbridge Energy player of the game in this one. Life takes Enbridge Energy. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. And Bryce, sometimes it's about the closer or it's about the starter, and it might be about the starter today because Starcevic had 12 first quarter points out of the 19 for Thompson, and everything was right at the rim.
Yeah, he was attacking right from the get-go today, and you know, it's always nice to come out and jump out to a lead like that and have somebody that has his athletic ability. And he was so patient around the hoop, squaring up, letting guys go by, making sure he's trying to score off of 2 feet with his shoulders parallel to the hoop. He was just fun to watch, and he's such a great athlete. When he settles down and he scores off of 2 feet and he's squared up to the hoop, he can score at just such a high rate. He's fun to watch.
And that, again, is our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Go to enbridge.com for career opportunities. Final numbers here for Jacob Starcevic: 12 of 19 from the floor, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 26 points, 7 rebounds here for the Thompson Tommies. Now to our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, and it was a back and forth. It was 24-21 Powers Lake-Burke Central, and that was with 5 minutes left to play in the first half. And then the Thompson Tommies would go on a run to close out that particular half. It was a 15-4 run over the next 4 minutes of play. And Bryce, I think that was just kind of the backbreaker, because once Thompson got up 36-28, they never relinquished a lead from then on out.
Yeah, it was pretty even, you know, after that. And, you know, basketball is a game of runs, and that was just an extended one that was so hard to overcome. You got to try to limit those to a 6-0 at 8-0, but once they get, you know, something like that, it's tough at a state tournament because every team down here is so good.
And that, again, is our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. Get ready for the spring planting season with RDK Enterprises. For maintenance parts and upgraded options, they can help. Spring will be here before you know it. Let the folks at RDK Enterprises meet the challenge with you. Contact RDK Enterprises at planterdoc.com. Taking a look at the final numbers here in this one, Thompson shoots 46% from the floor, 5 of 13 from 3, and 9 of 12 from the free throw line. While Powers Lake-Burke Central, the Ranchers shoot 38% from the floor, 5 of 14 from 3, and 8 of 12 from the free throw line. The Tommies, 28 rebounds, 21 for the Ranchers, 10 assists, 10 turnovers for Thompson, 9 assists, 7 turnovers for the Ranchers. Individual numbers, 26 points again for Starcevic. Drew Overby with 22 points, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, and a pair of threes to boot as well. From there, 9 points for Thomas Schumacher, 3 rebounds. Gavin Krogstad, 4 points, 10 boards. However, he was a menace on the boards. Wolfgram with 6 points, 3 on the way for Carter Peterson, and 2 by Odenbach. For Powers Lake-Burke Central, the Ranchers were led by the 21 points of Tyson Ingen, a double-double, 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists with 4 steals here for Ingen. 17 for Schroeder, 10 on the way for Fraunfelter. You had 6 points here for Kyle Huseby, 4 for Kersley on the way here for the Ranchers, and 3 for Bollinger. We'll take a quick break. We're back after this as we'll continue on our post-game show and try to hear from a particular Thompson Tommy player or two, and potentially head coach Brandy George when we return.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends, and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
So for the Ranchers and the Tommies here, the final game for some of these seniors. Again, for Brandy George and the Thompson Tommies going to Class A next season, they're going to have a very loaded team as they're returning all their starters and all their role players back for Thompson as they move into Class A next season. Lucas Bauer, the lone senior here for the Thompson Tommies. Well, for the Powers Lake-Burke Central Ranchers, not a lot really changes in that part of the state in terms of who's moving to Class A. A lot of them will be staying Class B. And for the Ranchers here, they have 5 seniors: Luke Fraunfelter, Grayson Schrader, Justin Grum. You had Tyson Inget and also Bo Kersley here, and they will have some stuff to try to figure out next season for head coach Jordan Carlson here as he'll go into his 15th season next year. While for Brandy George, he'll go into his 12th season here for the Thompson Tommies. Thompson now 5-1 all-time at the state tournament after winning it in 2019. Their one loss coming to Delax Burlington back on Thursday. Delax Burlington will play Beulah for third at 6 o'clock. Then the championship will feature Central Cass and alongside the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks coming up here in a moment. We'll get to some of our post-game player conversation as well. As for the Thompson Tommies here, we'll have an opportunity to hear from some of the particulars in this one. And join us now is the lone senior here for this one. That is Lucas Bauer here. And Lucas, first things first, congratulations. And talking with Coach Brandy George before the game, just saying, what's it like having one senior? And he gave you a lot of high praise, being a guy that doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter what your role on the team is, wanting to be a team player. When you hear that from your coach and have that conversation before the season, what does it mean for you and to come out as 5th place here this year?
Yeah, well, thank you. It's been a great ride, you know. I've loved every second of it, you know. This is the only year I played, you know. Just coming in here and having these guys accept me. You know, I've not played with them all high school like these guys have, but there hasn't been a second where I haven't felt accepted and honored to be part of this team.
Lucas Bauer joining us here. What's that conversation like coming to the year, talking with the coaches, maybe talking with some of your teammates, saying, hey, I want to give this a chance to be part of the team. You know, you're not sure what your role is maybe going to be as the season progresses. If someone's trying to do this, whether it's a sport or it's an after-school activity, to say give something a shot, what would your message be to anybody out there here?
Well, you know, the only thing I told myself was I didn't want to be sitting there years later saying, what if, you know, what if I would have played, what if I would have tried out, you know, and then just living with that regret, it just wouldn't have been worth it. You know, I'm just glad I put myself out there to be able to take the chance to play.
What was this experience like this year for you, and also winning a Region 2 championship and being able to be part of this team here at the Bismarck Event Center?
Oh my God, it was amazing. You know, these guys, they work so hard get me in. I got in a couple times. You know, it was amazing. I got to score my first basket. You know, all these great memories I'm gonna keep forever. So yeah, no, I loved everything. Being the second team out of our school to win the region was just a wonderful thing to be a part of too. I just loved it.
Hey, Lucas, best of luck with your future, and thank you so much for your time.
Yep, thank you.
That again, the one senior here for the Thompson Tommies, Lucas Bauer, joined us here as he'll hand off the headsets to a guy who started it off right away with 6 field goals in the opening 8 minutes of play. Jacob Starcevic joined us now, able to finish with 26 points, a game high. And Jacob, let's first things first before we talk about the back and forth frenzy in the opening of 16 minutes. What does a senior like Lucas Bauer mean to anybody else in terms of kind of maybe being a role player, but maybe more so a role model moving forward for guys to understand a situation and be a true teammate?
Yeah, he's awesome. You know, there's a lot of things that people can take from Lucas. He's a great person, and this was one of his dreams. He wanted to come out and play basketball. He's like, Jake, should I come out and play basketball? I'm like, heck yeah, man, go do it. If you want to have fun and come do this then. And he came out here. He gives it his all. He's a great role model of what people should be. You know, he's just a great person to be around, and fun guy. He makes, I don't know how to say, I guess he makes basketball a little bit more fun to be around, being that he's a role model, like I said, leader for our school, and people should want to be like him in the fact that anything's possible, you know.
And let's take us through that opening 60 minutes. I don't know if I've seen a quicker basketball game, up and down tempo. You know, you're able to get right to the paint. What was working particularly offensively to start this basketball game?
Yeah, I know. We were getting downhill a little bit. That helped a lot. Getting downhill, kicking the shooters. You know, they pinched us a few times, but most of the time we were able to kind of split them some way or another. I think the key to the entire game was just getting downhill and taking the easy shots. Again, got to be better on defense next year, I guess. But, you know, our offensive game is pretty good. If we are knocking down shots, we're a tough team to play, and we did that tonight. So
take us through it. It's the last time Thompson's going to be at the B, right? As long as we know it, you guys were moved to the middle class next season, Class A, from the Minot State Dome in 2019 to the Bismarck Event Center in 2023. What are some of the memories that you have, both as maybe a fan, but also now as a player moving forward into next season, and how hungry is that going to kind of make this team?
Yeah, it's just an awesome feeling. You know, the B's awesome place to be. Got to experience it twice, one as a fan, one as a player, and there's just so many different aspects that go into it, being the players, the fans, the coaches, just everyone makes it a great experience. And Class B is changing. We're going to have a 3-class system, and it'll be different, but from the past however many years it's been 2-class system, it's been awesome to be around for me. So
hey, congratulations. Getting 2 wins at a state tournament is no slouch. That's a lot to be accomplished of, and best of luck moving forward in the, well, once we get to spring and maybe a little bit into the fall, Jacob.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Again, Jacob Starcevic with us here, scoring a game-high 26 points for the Thompson Tommies here as the Tommies pick up the win 72-61 here in this contest. And it was a lot of fun to see here for Thompson, as well as they will improve to 18-8 on the season, while, again, the Ranchers will drop to 21-6 on the season, as we'll have one more interview before we bid adieu, as the head coach for the Thompson Tommies here, Brandy George, got his son on his side and able to get the headsets on. And Brandy, before we talk about this contest, let's talk about the senior, right? And let's talk about the lone senior again, Lucas Bauer, on this team. It was fun to hear Jake Starcevic say, I asked him, saying, what was it like about him as a role model? And he goes, before the season started, he goes, Jake, should I come out and play? And Jake was like, heck yeah, come out and play. Let's get you on the team. When you can hear those stories from a coach, what does that kind of mean?
Well, it means everything. You know, you hope that the other guys see that too, and yeah, I mean, it kind of tells you what kind of kids they are too, and you know, I don't know if that would happen all the time, and so for our kids to welcome him in, and they know Luke really well, and he was a ray of sunshine for our team. He really was. He made up songs for our teams. I haven't heard them, but he's just that guy in the locker room that kept it upbeat. And practice-wise, you know, he didn't get a lot of reps sometimes, but when he did get reps, he made the most out of them. And yeah, we're gonna miss him. You know, it's funny in high school sports and sports in general. You know, like I said earlier to somebody, so many times you hear stats about playing time and points and how they impact a team, but a guy like Lucas and the role he played as a senior impacts a team just as much in my mind. And so, yeah, it's one of those we started him on senior night, and it was an emotional night for him, and he's a good kid. He's going to go out someday, and he's going to do good things. He really is, so we're proud of him.
And taking a look at 2 wins, able to have a lot of guys obviously coming back next season. I know you were talking about that this is, no matter what happens, it is building blocks to next year as well once you get to the offseason. What did you see your team from today? Because I don't know if I've seen a quicker up and down first half ever, Brandy, and then you were able to continue stay with that lead and close out a really good game against a quality opponent.
Yeah, they are good, and I'll tell you what, their point guard, he's as good as you're going to find, and they got kids around them that make plays too. So, leave his phone alone there, buddy. It was a fun game up and down, and both teams made some plays, and we were fortunate enough to get some key buckets at key times and get some stops when we needed them too. And to come out and get 2 wins at the state tournament, there's only one other team that's going to win more games than you. And I think so many times you focus on the place itself and would we have liked to have been playing tonight? Sure. But at the same time, we're here and we got 2 W's. You go 2-1 at the state tournament. That's really important. So,
final thing for you, what's this experience been like for this version of the Thompson Tommies? Talking with Jake, saying, hey, you were a fan. Now you got to be part of a state tournament. You got to win 2 games. You got to see 3 wins in Minot. You're going to the middle class next season, obviously, Brandy. But what's this experience been like for 3 days in the capital city?
Well, it's something they'll never forget. I mean, it's you just don't get these opportunities very often, and to get this opportunity, it's been a long weekend, but it's been a fun weekend. And like I said, memories that we're going to take with us. We took lots of pictures. Years from now, we're going to be able to look back and really understand how special it was.
Hey, Brandy, thanks so much for your time. And who do you got with you here?
Hey, Cooper, can you say go Tommies?
Go Tommies.
There you go.
I like it. Hey, Brandy, thanks so much, and best of luck coming up in the offseason.
All right, appreciate everything you guys did for us.
You bet. That again, Brandy George, head coach for the Thompson Tommies, with us here on our post-game show, as he'll have some photos and some interviews to continue to go through, as well as he's got his son right on his hip there, a family man as well here for the Thompson Tommies. So that does it for our coverage here in this third-place contest, as the Thompson Tommies again pick up the victory, as we were able to hear from the lone senior Lucas Bauer, Jacob Starcevic with 26 points here for Thompson, and the head coach in his 11th season, that is Brandy George. On behalf of Bryce Laxdell, I'm Chase Miller. Make sure you stay tuned. Later tonight, in about 4 hours or so, we will get to the opening tip of the title game between the Central Cass Squirrels and the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. Earlier today, Medina Pinger Buchanan with the 66-51 win over Warwick, and Thompson picks up a 72-61 win over Powers Lake-Burke Central. But until later tonight, have a good rest of your Saturday and join us for the title game here on YourLiveEvent.com.